Ladies and gentlemen, today and only today. I don't know why I sounded so excited. I was trying to hype that up, but I don't know. I'm ranking Batman movies. Let me know if you guys enjoy the video. If you do, leave like, comment. Like I said, let me know. That way I know I can make other type of tier lists around Batman or maybe another superhero. I don't know. You guys will let me know. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on ranking these movies.
I have given a name to my pain. Batman.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're tonight's entertainment. Well, hello, beautiful.
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
Okay, so I actually feel like I didn't say this at the intro, but I'm ranking only the live action Batman movies, okay? I'm not ranking the animated movies. I just felt like maybe let's just focus on the live action, and if you guys want to see anything else, then I can do more. But right now, I'm focusing on just live action Batman movies, and I guess these movies include as well the ones that he's in. So with that being said, because Zack Snyder's Justice League is on the list, as well as Batman v Superman, because obviously he's there. Joss Whedon's version is on the list as well, and so obviously I have to go with the original Batman, the original Batman with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. And I'm going to be honest, this movie for me is a personal favorite. I don't know. I maybe other people won't put it here, or maybe people won't see it as this way, but for me, it's goated. Personally, when I first saw it, I didn't really understand why it was considered to be one of a really good Batman movie. Michael Keaton as Batman, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed him as Batman because his take on Batman was something that was familiar for the character, but also kind of different, and I really like that. And then Jack Nicholson Joker, same thing, familiar but different, and again, I like that too. But overall, as a whole piece, when I saw it the first time, when I was a kid, I didn't really fully get it. It wasn't until Batman Returns, the second one, where I was like, yeah, I like this world. I like this version, and then so it made me revisit this one later on, and I got to say, it's just goated. It's such a classic, timeless movie, and Jack Nicholson's Joker really just, like any other Joker, steals the show, and it just becomes sort of about seeing that relationship and dynamic every time the Joker's on screen, and whenever Michael Keaton's Batman is on screen, and seeing how they're going to interact. And Bruce Wayne as well, you get to see an interaction with Bruce Wayne and the Joker, which is very, very interesting, and it also shows you how twisted this version of Bruce is, because Michael Keaton plays him very very sort of stoic, and it's just different from other versions, and I like that. It still holds up. It's still I won't say it holds up in the sense that if you show it to your kids, they're not going to be cringe or whatever. They might be like that, but as a person that has grown up with it and has seen it multiple times, the more times I watch it, I don't feel it's a visible cringe, as in I can't believe I like this. It was more of a little cringe of wow, this is exactly what you got from the times. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? It ages, but it doesn't age terribly. If that makes any sense, you kind of just accept that this was the time period that the movie came out, and because otherwise, the world of Tim Burton for Batman, it just worked for me.
I'm Batman.
And then obviously after that, Batman Returns. This might be, I might be biased here, but I have a personal memory with Batman Returns that makes me want to put it on a GOAT as the GOAT, you know what I mean? Better than the original Batman. But for me, when actually, you know what? Now that I'm talking about it, yeah, that's actually what it is. I'm gonna put it above the original Batman, and I'm because I think it was one of those movies that came out and like a lot of kids sort of like got freaked out by it, rightfully so. I mean, it was a free, but you have Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, right? And you have Danny DeVito as the Penguin, okay? And this is something that I never realized was so like perfect until you go back and rewatch it and go, what the hell? We needed to appreciate this for what it was, because it's a goated movie, man. Like the origin story of the Penguin's twisted. He turns him into a horror villain with a twisted body horror element. And I was all there for it. And then you get the same sort of kind of vibe, the horror element in Catwoman as well. Not so much the body horror, because with the Penguin it's clearly obvious, but slightly there. And it just worked so well. It's like it was one of those movies where you didn't really need Batman to exist. He was just there because he has to put these people down. But these other characters were just that good. And these other characters were just that entertaining to watch. And so I do think Danny DeVito stole the show. Like, I hadn't seen to this day, the only, obviously Colin Farrell did a great job, and we'll get to that later, but like for the longest time you don't see Penguin in live action, and this was like the definitive one for me, and I wanted to see somebody else to see if they could be Danny DeVito, and I just felt like Danny DeVito's Penguin is just iconic. It's just as iconic. Like, there's a Mount Rushmore of Batman live action villains, and I feel like Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer, Jack Nicholson are all fucking there. Like, that's how iconic these movies were. And I just feel like the marketing was just done wrong at the time when you look back at because obviously I don't quite remember, but I do remember the toys being like a thing at Burger King and stuff like that, and I wanted them, even though they were kind of like darker and grittier, and it's like, why are they selling this to kids? I still wanted them. Like, was it creepy? Was it kind of scary as a kid? Sure, a little bit, but was it something that I felt like was going to completely destroy my mind growing up? No, it didn't. It didn't really affect me in that way, and that's how I feel a lot of people took it. But I think it's goated. I think it's absolutely better than the first. It's one of those like sequels that do better than the first. And then obviously after that comes something that I don't think a lot of people sort of like enjoy. Actually, it's Batman Forever. Wait, is this Batman Forever? No, this one's Batman and Robin. I need to get my shit straight. This one is Batman and Robin. Nah, this one goes straight into what the fuck. I don't know what they were cooking with this. I truly don't. You get the bat nipples, you get the bat card. You get different things there like that are, I guess, somewhat iconic, but like I don't know what they were cooking up in the kitchen when they just didn't let Tim Burton finish his trilogy and they decided to go on with wait, was this one before or after? Holy crap. Let me actually do some research, cuz I don't remember if Batman and Robin was before Batman Forever or if Batman Forever was before Batman and Robin. Okay, after some research, I just gonna leave it there because I still think Batman and Robin is like, what the fuck were they cooking there? But Batman and Robin definitely came out after Batman Forever. So when they booted Tim Burton, you didn't get Michael Keaton back because obviously Michael Keaton didn't want to come back unless Tim Burton was attached. You got instead Val Kilmer, which gave you Batman Forever. And I'm not gonna lie, it was meh. I don't think it's like, what the fuck, like, what were they? I think they were they were just trying to lighten up Batman. They were trying to make it more marketable for toys in that sense, because you get the Two-Face, you get Jim Carrey's Riddler, which on paper, Jim Carrey and the Riddler, that should work, right? But I think Jim Carrey went too wild with the take. And like, I guess if you look at it from as like a character analysis, it's interesting, but it just doesn't work for a Batman villain, especially in the way that they did it in the movie. I felt like they just could have done a lot better. And it just, everything was there for them to sort of still maintain the world that Tim Burton had, but just lighten it up a little bit. Like, they didn't have to go I felt like they were slowly, and obviously with Batman and Robin, they just went full, off the wall. But like with Batman Forever, it's still a somewhat watchable movie. Like, if you go back and watch it, it's still somewhat watchable. But Batman and Robin's just not. I can't defend that movie, bro. Like, I can't. And like, if you haven't seen The Flash, spoilers, but like seeing his Batman return, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, for the jokes, I guess, but like, I don't know. Batman and Robin just left a bad taste in my mouth whenever after I watched it. So I just can't undo that taste.
I hate when people talk during the movie.
Moving on to the trilogy that made superheroes what they were for a long time. The Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises. So starting with Batman Begins, I will say Batman Begins is very good. Okay, like when I first watched it, I thought it was fine. I thought it was good for like a first movie, right? But then when I go back and I rewatch it and I pay attention to more of what Liam Neeson's character is and how he is such a pivotal character to this version of Batman, and just in general, taking in the fact that we got a Ra's al Ghul in a movie, like that's so sick to me. And we need another Ra's al Ghul live action because he's just a sick character, and I love seeing the relationship with him and Bruce in the animated series, and to see that live action, like I didn't fully appreciate that. So when I rewatch it, I just love it even more because you get like a full like origin of how Batman became Batman. Not just like, oh yeah, his parents got shot, pearls in the air, like iconic scenery. No, like you get to see Bruce leave Gotham, and you get to see Bruce endure fear, and you get to see Bruce become Batman actually, under the tutelage of Ra's al Ghul. And it worked for me. And seeing the Scarecrow was cool too, and tying that back in with the theme of fear and Bruce overcoming his fear in order to become Batman, in order to become this vigilante that would, I guess, leadership, but also be a savior of Gotham. That to me is really cool, and I think it's a really solid first movie, and just on its own too, it's a really good movie. So I just really do appreciate Batman Begins for what it did, for laying the groundwork for what will be the greatest Batman movie ever made, The Dark Knight.
So what are you proposing?
It's simple. Kill the Batman.
I don't know how to fully explain the way that I felt when this movie came out. Was just astronomically blown away. Okay, unfortunately I didn't get the chance to watch it in theaters, but I rented it the moment I could. And when I rented it, brought back home, watched it on my broken laptop at the time, in my room while everybody was in the living room watching novelas. It just blew me away, man. Every scene, every set piece, the acting. This is one of those movies that made me go like, okay, I want to be a part of this stuff. Whatever this filmmaking thing is with the superheroes and all this, I want to do that. Like, it just inspired me. It was just something that blew me away. And I could not believe Heath Ledger he was so incredibly, like, masterful as an actor portraying that character, because I could not believe that was a human. It just felt like a completely, like, out of this world character, but also grounded at the same time, real, but also too scary to feel real, if that makes any sense. Like, it was just phenomenal, sensational. It was it was just something that I could not fully grasp the first time that I watched it. So what did I do? Obviously, like most people, I watched it again and again and again and again. And every single time I tell you that I watched this movie over and over and over and over again, it just gets better and better and better, man. This freaking movie ages like fine wine. I cannot believe certain things that they did in it. I can't like stress it enough how incredible this movie was, because it shaped the future of the DC universe in general and the tone of what they were trying to basically copy, if I'm being straight up. And just other superhero movies in general as well. They saw The Dark Knight and they also all made a shift. Much like we're seeing right now with the MCU. Back in the day, it was The Dark Knight, and this Batman trilogy is really what set the tone for superhero movies. And this movie was just incredible. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. Christian Bale did incredible too. Seeing his back and forth with the Joker as well was just phenomenal. I think it brought out the best of Christian Bale's Batman, was seeing his interactions with Heath Ledger's Joker. It just, the chops there, it just, oh, it's so good. It's cinema, bruh. Cinema, pure cinema, bruh. It's so good. It's so good. It's just, It's so good, man. It's goated. It's goated. Are you the best? The best. And then afterwards, I don't really remember if the Lego Batman movie came. No, it came after. Wait, what am I doing? Why am I skipping over the Dark Knight Rises? What am I doing? Okay, Dark Knight Rises. I think the Dark Knight Rises is passable. I think the more I watch it, the more it sort of ages, and the more it sort of I see it for what they were trying to do. To me, it's not as good as the first two. It's not, because I feel like not even Tom Hardy's Bane can save it, because I feel like there's so many elements that they try to bring into it that, well, actually, now that I'm talking about it, no, it's good. It's not better than the Batman Begins, but it's good. I think it's a good movie. I can watch. Actually, yeah, it's good. It's good. The more I'm talking about it, the more I put it in good. The only reason why I put it in good is because, again, I can actually go back and rewatch this movie and still have a good time. Like whatever negatives I have with the movie, it doesn't take away from my experience with it. I still thoroughly enjoyed it. I like the bookend feeling of certain things. Ra's al Ghul's character as like an arc for Bruce. I like that bookend. I like that bookend with Bruce in general being struggling with letting go of Gotham. That's such a big theme here of letting go of Gotham, and Alfred wants to hammer it into Bruce that like maybe there are certain battles you can't win, or maybe there are certain things that you just got to let go, and at a certain point you can't always be Batman. And that's like a big theme in this, and obviously clearly it you see it through, and it really feels like the last hoorah for Batman. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it in theaters, and I enjoyed it when I rewatched it again and again and at home. And I think it's good. I don't think it's just passable. I think it's good. I think it's good. I think it passes, but also I think it's not goated. I don't think it's Dark Knight levels. Not at all. I got excited seeing Bane, but it's not Dark Knight levels. I think it's good though. It's good. Moving on to Batman v Superman, because I believe Batman v Superman came out, and then I believe the Lego Batman movie came out as well. I'm gonna put Batman v Superman in good. I don't know if it beats the other two, but it's good. Okay, it's not just passable, and I'm including here the director's cut, the Snyder cut, that where you get more of the film. I'm including that into this bundle because I feel like if you watch the movie and you watch it with theatrical cut, I think it's fine. I think everybody just likes to complain about Zack Snyder's way of directing, which I totally understand. It's not for everybody. His movies are clearly polarizing. I get that. That being said, I think the movie was really good, and if you watch the Ultimate Edition, which is the version that Zack Snyder intended to come out, you get more explanations for certain small things that you don't realize matter, but then when you watch it, it matters a lot, man. Like the story feels complete. This clearly it threw people off seeing seeing Superman die, and obviously the whole Martha scene. Everybody perplexed that to infinity. But as just in general a movie, I think it's good, man. I really do. I'm not just trying to say that just to say that, but I think it's really, really good. I think it's a movie that most people just look at it and it's just they can't get over the way that Batman is portrayed in this movie, and if they can't get over that he like kills, and that is something that does bother me, but I don't think it's something that would like ruin the complete movie out of me, because I feel like there's so many different takes on Batman, and it would feel so wrong of me to judge that for that and then see them completely whitewash Miles Morales' character with Spider-Man Homecoming, No Way Home, and Far From. Like I don't feel it fair enough. If I enjoy those movies, I feel like I should enjoy like, you know what I mean? I don't know. But when I watched it in theaters, I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it. Like everybody, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It is what it is. The Lego Batman movie is passable. I don't think it's for me. Okay. And because I know a lot of people are going to be like, bro, what the hell? And I think it's the middle of the road for me, because I feel like it's for kids. And it truly is, because the pacing of it is very, very quick. Doesn't really let you try to take a breather into the movie. That being said, it's really fun. It's a fun movie. It's passable. It's really good. I just, will I watch it again? Probably not. Do I want to watch it again? I don't really have the urge to. I understand that the movie's really good in some people's eyes, and better than actually some of these other movies. I think a lot of people think it's way better than some of these other movies. I think Robin and his relationship with the Batman was hilarious, and I enjoyed it, and I just thought it was funny, and I thought it was a good time. But like, I felt like it's driven towards the ADHD kids. I just feel like that's what it was. Like I like a slow movie. I like a slow paced movie. I like a slow burn type of movie. So, it's passable for me. It doesn't mean that it's bad by any stretch of the imagination. I just, like I said, I don't think it was for me. I don't think that was the case. That being said, moving on to Justice League, and this is Joss Whedon's Justice League. I'm gonna put that in what the fuck. I'm gonna put Joss Whedon's Justice League in what the fuck, because I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they were thinking, because it's the polar opposite of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League, I'm going to put in really good, like better than the Batman Begins and the Dark Knight Rises. I don't think it's goated, but I definitely do think it's very, very good. The complete opposite of what Joss Whedon was trying to do. I don't know what Joss Whedon thought when he was coming in, but like clearly he had like an agenda. And I mean, you see it clear as day when you watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, because he completely fucking took out Cyborg. Like, why would you do that? Why would you take out the heart of the movie? It just don't make sense. And now we don't see Cyborg ever, because obviously Ray Fisher was upset with how they handled it. Rightfully so. They took out his character. And then obviously there's bigger moments like the Speed Force scene with the flat. There's so many moments that they just took out. Like, why would you, if you're trying to like continue what Zack Snyder was doing, continue it. Don't come in here with your MCU ideas and MCUify a movie that's not meant to be that at all. Like, it just didn't work because of that. It just felt like he was just trying to do something. Like, he randomly made Bruce and Diana have a love relationship now, even though they wasn't like teased at all in previous. Like, when you see her in Batman v Superman, that's not at all like the vibe you get. And yeah, it's in the animated series, but that doesn't. The thing is respecting the things that came prior, and that's the same issue people have with Star Wars. But like, Zack Snyder had a groundwork playing with Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and then building off the world in Justice League. And when you go into that and you just say, well, let's take everything that we think works and then just reshoot everything else, it just, like, the problem was also the reshoots for the Joss Whedon Justice League were clearly reshoots. Like, there was nothing in there that they, like, the tone of it was just completely off from one scene to it just felt so jagged and so butchered, and you could tell it was Frankenstein's monster. And the only reason why I say that and why I'm so upset about it is because when you watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, you will fully understand why I'm so upset, because Zack Snyder's Justice League clearly feels like a direct vision, like coherent. Every scene leads to another. You may not like it because maybe it's not for you, and that's fine. But that being said, it still has a direct vision. With just Joss Whedon's Justice League, there's no direct vision. He just goes in there and tries to shoehorn in his ideas while still keeping in some things that Zack Snyder did because they looked pretty. They didn't make sense. Okay, so that's why. But also, talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League, I think it's really good. I don't care how long it is. I don't care how long a movie is. I'm a Martin Scorsese fan. I don't really care how long a movie is, as long as it's really good and it makes me love the world. And that's what I think Zack Snyder's Justice League did. I think the world of that was just good. And I feel like Zack Snyder was cooking. He was cooking, man. He had Darkseid. He had all them. He was cooking. And then all that stuff gets thrown away. And now we just get a completely destroyed DC Cinematic Universe. But, that's for another video. But I do think Zack Snyder's Justice League is really good. I would put it in GOATed, but I don't think it touches the other three Batman movies that are there. I just personally don't. I think those movies are just too GOATed. They're just too GOATed. Okay? Now, the last movie is The Batman. Okay? Now, this one I got to ruminate on because I watched it like twice in theaters, and I watched the behind the scenes, and I'm meaning to watch it again at home at 4K. But right now, I want to put it here. I want to put it at good. I don't want to put it at GOATed just yet. I do feel like it's a better origin story than Batman And, okay, well, not origin story, okay? Let me take that back. I don't think it's a better origin story. I think it's a better first movie. That's what I meant to say. Before anybody cooks me and destroys me, I think The Batman is a better first movie than Batman Begins. That's not to say I didn't like Batman Begins that much. It's just that I feel like the Batman sets it off really, really well. Like what we have here with what Matt Reeves is cooking is really, really good. And I'm seeing the vision. I think the sequel is going to be right here at Goated after I watch it. I truly do. Whatever villain they decide to go off with next, whether they start trickling in the Joker, whether they want to bring a different villain, maybe Killer Croc, maybe the Mad Hatter, you could do anything in this world. It feels grounded, similar to Christopher Nolan's movies, but not too grounded. Like Batman actually feels like he's Batman. And there's no disrespect to Christian Bale's Batman, but Christian Bale's Batman did feel like it was just a man underneath there. But that being said, with the Batman, it feels like a proper, grounded, comic book-y take. More comic book-y than Christopher Nolan's Batman, if that makes sense. It doesn't mean one is better than the other. It just means that that's the vibe I got. Like, if you want to put the Batman from the comics in live action, that's this. That's the Batman. That's this. And like the music. Oh my God. The music was so good. If it was just on music, it's goated. If it was on music, it's goated. If it's cinematography, it's goated. If it's anything else, it's goated. But I think as a whole, I need to see it again. I need to see it more times. And if it ages like fine wine, I might move it up and goat it in the future. But right now, I'm good with just leaving it at good and the top of good. The top of good. Because I do think this is a really, really good Batman movie. And if you haven't seen it, I don't know what to tell you. But like, this is a really, really good Batman movie. And I love it for the first movie. They didn't waste no time. The Riddler was great in it. Oh my goodness. It just so many things that are great. The ending of this movie was perfect, bro. It was like, but yeah, that's my tier list for the Batman movies, live action. That is. You guys let me know what you guys think about it. You guys let me know if you agree or disagree. Sound off in the comment section. If you watched the video this far, be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. I might be doing more Batman tier lists in the future. Maybe animated, maybe portrayals in general, maybe other things, villains. There's a lot of stuff here that I could possibly do, but if this video does well, then I would consider it. If not, well, then, you know, this was fun either way. But yeah, peace, bye-bye, and I'm leaving now.